At this time, Bian Junwoo told them how to kill the Zombie King. Zombies appear every day and attack humans, but the Zombie King itself is relatively fragile and will not come out but hide deep in the subway tunnel. Therefore, someone needs to attract the zombie army outside. Then a part of the elite will go deep into the subway tunnel and kill the Zombie King to solve the zombie tide problem. Without the command of the Zombie King, these zombies are easy to deal with. Even if there are more zombies, they will not be a big threat. Zhang Yixian suddenly realized after hearing this. So, what you mean is that you want to use our entire snow worship church as bait, attract the zombies to attack, and then you go underground to deal with the Zombie King. Zhang Yixian's eyes showed a fierce look. Yuan Kongye's eyes also had an unknown light flowing. Wei Dinghai laughed and said, "Shouldn't you two be so excited? Looking at the entire Tianhai city, you have the most people from the snow worship sect. It is reasonable to choose your place as the battlefield." Facing Zhang Yixian's question, Bian Junwoo replied expressionlessly, although it seems a bit cold-blooded to say this, but in fact, there are indeed considerations in this regard. What's more, you don't have perfect protective equipment like the other four. But you don't have to worry too much. Now the armed forces of various forces have gathered here to guarantee your safety to the greatest extent. Zhang Yixian gritted his teeth and said word by word, "But won't all the zombies in the entire Tianhai city gather here?" Bian Junwoo pushed his toad mirror and said coldly, "If it is really as you said, that is the most ideal result. We all hope to solve the zombie problem in Tianhai City once and for all." Zhang Yixian suddenly raised his voice and shouted angrily, "What about the lives of our snow worship sect members? What do you think of their lives?" Xiao Honglian said with a playful look, "Zhang Yixian, it's time for you to be more rational. Why don't you think about it carefully? If the people in Jiangnan district don't use this method to deal with the zombies, won't your snow worship sect disappear from the map?" She spread her hands and said lightly, "Even if we are at the end of our rope, we still have one last way to choose. That is to completely seal our people in the shelter. With those military-level equipment, no matter how many zombies there are, they can't break through. But what about you? With so many of you relying on such crude fortifications, do you really think you can hold out for long?" Although Xiao Honglian's voice was a little sarcastic, her expression was serious. Because everyone present could understand that what she said was the cruel truth of Tianhai City. If there was any force in Tianhai City that disappeared first because of zombies, it would definitely be Snow Worship Sect. Zhang Yixian's face became even paler. "That's not a reason to use our people as bait," Bian Junwoo finally spoke. "Why can't you people from the Snow Worship Sect be used as bait?" Zhang Yixian and Yuan Kongye were stunned when he said this. Why can't they be used as bait? Can such a question be asked directly? Bian Junwoo looked at them and said coldly, "We have come from Jinling from afar to face the zombie crisis with you. Now, all 7 of us are here. The entire armed forces of the other forces are also here. If you say that your followers are bait, then why are we not bait? Did I let you face this crisis alone?" Bian Junwoo's sonorous and powerful words directly made Zhang Yixian speechless. That's right. Bian Junwoo and his people have no grudges against the Snow Worship Sect. They didn't come all the way here to find trouble. Instead, they came to help the local forces in Tianhai City to solve the zombie crisis. Zhang Yixian gritted his teeth. Although he could understand Bian Junwoo's choice in his heart, his expression was still somewhat indignant. At this time, Zhang Yi slowly said, "You have to know that we, the combatants, are the ones guarding the front line. Even if we have to die, we will die first." Zhang Yi pointed to the leaders of various forces. "We have so many armed forces, all of which have come to protect your followers. What else are you dissatisfied with?" Zhang Yixian's expression was a little struggling. He seemed to understand that they had no right to refuse this matter. Bian Junwoo explained to him, which was already giving him face. He finally sighed helplessly. "Okay, I understand, but Mr. Bian, you must give us a convincing battle plan." Seeing Zhang Yixian compromise, Bian Junwoo pushed his frog eye glasses. "Don't worry, I've already thought of the battle plan." Since the opponent they faced this time was a creature with low IQ, it was relatively simple to formulate a battle plan. Bian, who had mastered the structure and habits of the zombies, already had a complete battle plan. He immediately explained his ideas to everyone. This is the basic plan. Our fighting style is similar to surrounding the corpses and attacking the reinforcements, but now it seems more like surrounding the food and attacking the reinforcements. Bian said this and rarely pulled the corner of his mouth. Everyone thought this joke was a bit too cold. Good fellow, you want us to be food to attract zombies? Xing Tian rubbed his arms. That's about it. This is a huge trap waiting for the zombies to jump in. Bian expression was very calm but full of confidence. After all, it is a group of creatures with low intelligence. As long as we find the right method, it is not that difficult to deal with. Bian said it very easily, but everyone present felt a huge pressure. Zhang said, "It's quite simple to say, but if all the zombies in Tianhai City are attracted here, how many will there be? Tens of thousands? Hundreds of thousands? Or hundreds of thousands? Relying on us, relying on an almost dispensable defensive fortification to block it. The pressure is not ordinary. Although Zhang is not afraid of the zombies, as the saying goes, too many ants bite the elephant to death. Without the solid defense of the shelter, it is not his strong point to fight in the street in the tall buildings in the city center like snow worship sect." Bian still replied, "When the time comes, you will need to fight to the death. After all, this is for your own homeland. Please fight." Zhang shrugged. Bian words were correct, and he couldn't say anything else. After all, Tianhai City is their territory. After solving the zombie crisis, the 5 major forces are the biggest beneficiaries. Zhang Yixian looked at everyone present with suspicion. He said coldly, "I'm afraid that some people will deliberately let us go, causing our snow worship sect to suffer heavy losses. What should we do then?" Xiao Honglian looked at Zhang Yixian with disdain and sneered. "Zhang Yixian, don't be suspicious. When that time really comes, the zombie army attacks. Who dares to let us go? Isn't that courting death?" Zhang Yixian thought about it, and it was indeed as Xiao Honglian said. Even if they wanted to let us go, they didn't have the strength. Bian looked at everyone. "So do you have any opinions?" Zhang Yi and others didn't have much opinion. After all, they were not fighting in their homeland. At this time, Yuan Kongye, who had not spoken, said slowly, "While attracting zombies, I hope to protect those who have no fighting ability, especially children. The followers of the snow worship cult are not afraid of death. When necessary, they can sacrifice their lives to fight for their beliefs. But there are still many women and children in the sect. They have no ability to fight, and they can't just watch them being torn apart by the zombies." When it comes to children, a strange look appeared on Bian Junwu's face, but it disappeared in an instant. "No problem. Where is the safest place here? You can make room for children who can't fight. People under the age of 14, excluding 14, can go in. As for the others, they have to assist the army in defending against the zombie tide." Yuan Kongye said, "Then let's take this church as a place of refuge." She clasped her hands together and looked devoutly at the cross hanging above the altar. "God will protect his devout people." St. John's Cathedral is located in the center of the entire sect area and is also the safest area. Bian distributed communication devices to everyone. This is an advanced communication device that can directly contact the Nebula satellite system. Even in a very harsh environment, the communication effect can be maintained. On the battlefield, communication is very important. This device can ensure that the 5 forces can communicate in time and cooperate. This battle may be a bit long and it won't be over in a day or two. Everyone should be prepared for a protracted war. Bian reminded everyone. In fact, he didn't need to say it. Everyone knew it in their hearts. In other words, they will live in this area for the next period of time. Zhang Yi didn't care. Although the living environment here is much worse than the shelter, they can rest on the snowmobile. Zhang Yi has enough food and can turn on the heater in the car, so it is not particularly difficult. Zhang Yi's task was relatively easy. As a special team, they needed to act according to the situation and support the weak links at any time. After the meeting, he came to Yuan Kongye with a smile. "Miss, I have to trouble you with one thing." Yuan Kongye raised her head and looked at Zhang Yi. Her pupils were deep and bright, bottomless but as bright as the night sky, giving people a feeling of sinking. Before Yuan Kongye could speak, Zheng Yixian quickly stood between the two. He looked at Zhang Yi calmly with a programmed smile on his lips. "Mr. Zhang Yi, what do you want? Tell me and I'll help you."